What a game. That was still playing here. We're on the 94th minute. We are on the 94th minute. Dyson Maida scoring 3 goals. Nobody would have said that. Young Kelly's been not too bad since he come on. Got about a minute to go. Kyogo, come on Kyogo. Score! Yeah! Get in! Come on! Kyogo scores! Perfect. Kyogo scores. Kyogo scores. What a goal that was. Glad Kyogo managed to get his goal. So glad Kyogo managed to get his goal. Oh, come on. Seriously? Is it offside? Seriously? Can't he be offside? Oh, come on! Oh, seriously? Okay, good use your phone. It's a goal. It stands. It's a goal. It stands. Good use your phone so I can see the comments. James Forrest to the rescue. Perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Like, where's YouTube? Just to find YouTube on this. What can I say? Dyson Maida 3 goals. Kyogo Furiashi gets a goal towards the end. And on Celtic fans view, just get on this. On Celtic fans view, or live, there we go. I'll just get some of the comments up. Live chat. Doc says the goal. James Forrest to the rescue. Kun, he's been better today. Yes, he has been better today. Get the comments coming in. There are some people coming on at the chat. That is final whistle. Thank fucking God. There, the hooks bar and Guardamar. It is Celtic. Finally get it over the line. What? That should have been a game that should have been out of sight. The first half. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow. What a game that was. Maida's just strange with here. Well, he scored 3 goals today. Dyson can stop shaving his head all he wants. The only good thing today, says Paul Baird, was the win. Yeah, you've got to say. I did say before the game, Paul. I did say before the game. This is going to show the test of the players on the pitch today. Players, did they stand up to the marks? No, they didn't. It's papering over the cracks. I reckon we're going to at least need about 6 players to come in the summer. We're needing at least 6 first-team players, and I don't mean just potential players. I think this just papered over the cracks today. Papered over the cracks. We'll take the win. I want to get in. We're in the next round. That's all that matters. Lindsay Greenwood says, hail Baz, fellow hoopster. Not great to watch. Really sloppy. But Kun and Maida, wow. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't pretty. But it showed. I said before the game that there's 2 guys that are out today, and 2 captains, 2 guys that are in that first team, and that you miss them when they're not there. You miss them. Cameron Carter-Vickers, big miss. The fact that it now came out just before the game that he's tightened his hamstring again. Tightened his hamstring. Does that mean he's out for another 3 weeks? Will Brendan Rodgers tell us if Dyson Maida is not Dyson. I'm reading comments at the same time. See, it's just weird reading it on your phone. If Cameron Carter-Vickers is out for any length of time, it's going to be a worrying end to the season. We managed to get through. That's all that matters. The players know it was a bad performance. I mean, the players are walking around the pitch just now, and they know it wasn't a great performance. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. We're into the next round of the comp. Let's cover. Free Palestine says, "One the hoops." 1970s Doc says, "We need a complete new back 4 and the keeper at the start. Our attacks are hopeless, can't pass the ball out. Yeah, we're going to need at least 6 first-team players. That's what I think. Tom Maxenhouse, Graham Hardy, Kuhn had his best game since he arrived. Yes, could that be a turning point for Kuhn? We're not going to mark him on one game, but he is a Celtic player that is on a long-term contract. So he's a player that's going to be here next season. Does that give us an insight into the type of player that he could possibly be for Celtic? Is that the type of player that could he be a future James Forrest? Could he be as good as James Forrest in years to come? I think he's definitely got that potential in him. It depends, because it depends the players that are around him. I thought Dyson Maida today was absolutely fantastic. Dyson Maida should have been on 4 goals. Let's grab on some. The worst team in the league, I know defence is shocking, says Diane. Yes, this is true, Diane. It is one of the worst teams. Well, it is the worst team in the league. Not one of the worst teams, it is the worst team in the league. And we struggled today. We struggled, why? Because Cameron Carter-Vickers was out, let's face facts. Busby won that defence, is dog shite. Yes, says Danish. Graham Hardy says, as Cameron Carter-Vickers out for any length of time, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. I think we're in more than trouble. If Cameron Carter-Vickers is out for any length of time whatsoever, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare to watch, because let's face it, we were absolutely ranked rotten today. Our defenders too far wide apart. I said we should be playing with a 3 at the back. And there's no sound bars. There is so sound. Shut up, Scotty boy. Fucking Egypt. He was one Egypt, isn't there? There is he was one. I'm sitting listening to myself on this, so you're not getting me with that one. There's no sound. There was one clown on the channel. Anyway, ta-ta away, fuck off. Egypt. What was on Cameron Carter-Vickers? He said before the game that he's pulled a hamstring. He's tightened his hamstring, it said on the telly before the game. If he's out for any length of time, if he's out for the next 3 weeks, we're in trouble. If we can get him out, if he misses the next game, fine. If we can get him back if he's out and he gets fit during the international break, if he gets fit during the international break, that's all fine. And then we get him back. That Egypt is always on mute. I know, fucking just mute him. Anyway, Scotty boy, see you later. And get some of the comments in. Jim says we are total pish. Too many mediocre players at Celtic. I said that at the start. I says the Huns are slabbering the tune over the blog. Yeah, the Huns would have been on here today, because let's face it, there's no stopping them coming on, because they didn't put anything in place beforehand. Who cares? Where are they? They've all came on and disappeared. Green Machine, the blood pressure back to user in trouble. Oh, here they come. Sam, Mac and Chilpill, make sure you grab them early. Make sure they grab them early. Best game for Maida. Yes, it was the best game for Dyson Maida in a long time. Carly is in the house. The fucking beauty. Notice you weren't in the house before the game today. Prophet of Doom wasn't here. All the Huns are queuing up. A win is a win at the end of the day, says Sereres. Yes, a win is a win. I did say before the game, when it comes to the fact that Cameron Carter-Vickers is out, hopefully it's only a 3-week period. It lets them rest over the next couple of weeks. It's all about the Celtic. Because here comes Alan. Who's just been taken down again. He's just been deleted. So we welcome them all on board tonight. Thank you for adding. You know, every single view counts. And we all know this. Coming in from South Africa, that was hard work, says Daniel. Yes, it was hard work. But let's face it, Livingston had nothing to lose today. Of course Livingston are going to come out and have a go. They had nothing to lose. I mean, Hibs have nothing to lose. Let's see if Hibs come out and have the exact same go, because if they do, tell you one thing, Rangers are shite. And I could see them getting put out this afternoon. If they do, don't forget, we'll be on live later. No, I'm far too busy. Tonight. The zombies are everywhere, says Sam. Says, I thought Kuhn was better today. Yes, he was. Kuhn played fantastic today. I've got to say, I think that Brendan Rodgers got the right call today. I was crying out for getting Jamesy Forrest on before the game. But get Jamesy Forrest on before the game. Neil, I'm about to do this to you. Hi, user from channel. There you go, you can't message anymore. It was nice seeing you. Not. Hard to watch, but it's done. Yes, it was hard to watch. And listen, I said, I've said before, if we win 2-1 every game between now and the end of the season, we're champions and we've won a double. As simple as that. You win ugly, 2-1 every game towards the end of the season, and you've won a double. It's as simple as that. It wasn't nice to watch at times. First half, I thought we did a lot of good things. I thought, hey, the Huns are great. The Huns will be an absolute meltdown because they were expecting to come on here and give me it tight in the Hoops Bar in Guardamar today. Yes, and they were expecting to come on here and give me it tight. But they aren't, and the viewers are way down. Let's get back to some of the comments. Teamer used to beat us beating the tunnel before. But yeah, they used to be beating the tunnel before the players. But that's the fans were creating an atmosphere. The fans were creating an atmosphere. There isn't that atmosphere. There's too much anticipation coming from Greg Taylor is now. Greg Taylor is talking to Connie. Greg Taylor says the second half we didn't play as well as we could have. Second half were absolutely terrible. Right, let's get back to some of the comments. Green Machine says maybe we should have scored 8, but it takes the excitement away. Well, it does that. The Huns thought we were out. Yes, the Huns thought we were going to extra time, Carly. So don't think he's worth 6 million talking about the one and only Bernardo. How do you feel Bernardo done? Because Bernardo actually had the strike on goal for one of Dyson's goals. So I don't think he done too much wrong today. He's still not what we're looking for at midfield. I thought Tomoki Awata's name didn't get mentioned a lot today. He seemed to be player was bypassing them. I still think I'm going to say it. I mean, I said that we wouldn't talk about transfers until closer to the end of the season. But when you look at that team today, playing the bottom team in the league, who have nothing to lose, right? They've absolutely nothing to lose. We're going to need at least 6 first team players, at least 16 first team players to make us play the way that we need to at Celtic. I'm glad for Kyogo to score his goal. Yes, on the Baz crew said Tarmac. Nicholas played well. Yep, we did that. 3 in a row. Here we go. What a game. So many key players missing. That's the thing. With so many key players missing today, at least we got through. Think about Cameron Carter-Vickers, right? You look at all the players that have left this summer. I mean, even the fact that Leila Bada's just left, having him in that team today would have ran riots. When you look at the team, the massive changes in the team from Ange Postecoglou's time in charge, it's amazing that we're scraping by with these wins. Does it say a lot about the manager that we could be doing better? What it does say is that the players that were earmarked for Ange Postecoglou last year that came in, that Brendan Rodgers signed off, were absolutely shite. And I'm beginning to wonder if that's why Ange Postecoglou went, listen, you're all about downsizing. And then you're going to... I mean, I think that Ange Postecoglou must have knew that Jota was away. He must have knew that Hatate was going to be one of the ones that was going to be leaving. If those two had left in the summer, well, Jota did for big money. If Hatate had left, well, Hatate's never played all season. So you can take it, that's the way that we've played this season. We've not had all these big game players. Scotty Boy's back with no sound. And there is sound, because listen, I'm listening to it here again, Scotty Boy, look. Listen to it right here. See, some of us are way ahead of yous. No sound. Been given a time out by Paul Baird. See, that's what happens. That's why we have these people in places. Tapping, VAR, Sevco into the next round. There's no fear coming to Parkhead, says Evan Sean. There isn't any fear coming to Parkhead. There used to be a time that coming to Celtic Park, you know, you had that atmosphere at Celtic Park, and you don't have that now. It's not just a fear about the players on the pitch, and maybe the players on the pitch is the reason that there isn't that fear coming from the stands. The only fear coming from the stands is from the fans themselves. And that was, and even in here today, I thought it was going to extra time. I'll be fair, I thought it was going to extra time. Scales and Welsh are bloody shocking. Yes, they are, says Lindsay. Christopher says, Hibs won't beat Sevco, not a chance. Referee wasn't sure of that. Who cares? We'll soon see. John says Bernardo is shite. I thought he had a good first half. Bernardo is a £2 million player. If we spend 6 on him, we've been had. I don't think we'll buy Paulo Bernardo in the summer. I don't think we'll take up the option to buy him, to be honest. I think when you look at Ange tells Spurs to sell, Celtic board tell Hans we are selling. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think when you look at Paulo Bernardo, I don't think that Celtic will make him a priority. I think the manager will know the type of player that he wants to go out and get for Celtic, and when you look at it, we're needing. See you later, Archie. When you're looking at it, we're needing about 6 players, first team ready players that will make that difference in Europe and in the league. Let's face it. Grimshin says Bernardo worked hard off the ball, goes unnoticed at times. It does go that, and I thought that his movement for one of the Dyson goals. But is he worth 6 million? This is the question. And is he worth that kind of money? James says, thank God it was Livy we were playing. Anybody else, we would have been pumped. James White, I think you're pretty much correct on that one. But then again, anybody else that we were playing, I'm just watching the build-up here for... I tell you one thing, I thought Ida had a bad game. I mean, that shot that he slipped and tried to hit the shot, if you're a top striker, you're not missing that. Paul Baird says, we need new players. And a new manager says, Paul, we'll see what happens this summer, Paul. I mean, I know you don't like Brendan. And there'll become a time that I still think Brendan will see it as 3 years. You say it's 3 years. Celtic are not going to part way with him just yet. Dan C says, this is showing a poor recruitment, missing players from last season. And they've not been replaced. Terrible. Yes, it is that. It is terrible. And the players that were brought, well, that's why the recruitment team have been sacked. That's why the recruitment team have been gotten rid of. The assistants for Maida, it was a night. Stokewell won't pay 6 million for Bernardo, no chance. Mon Hybees says 1888 CFC. Christopher says a lot about our squad. We need to bring in Forrest. If there isn't a good transfer budget in the summer, we will struggle again. Celtic will spend 30 million this summer. They'll spend up 20 to 30 million this summer. No matter if we get into the Champions League or not. Brendan Rodgers, after that performance, Brendan Rodgers will have a complete overhaul of Celtic. You can guarantee that. He'll have a complete overhaul of Celtic. He's not going to go into next season with this squad of players. Not a chance. If Celtic want to dominate the way that Brendan Rodgers did the first time around, Celtic will need to go out and spend big money, because you're not going to dominate the league in Scottish football with this squad of players. And I think the previous manager knew that. Let's get back to Ida was invisible today. Yes, he was. Marty Boy says, Bars, remember months ago I told you the toxicity was certain in Celtic Park. You didn't believe me, bro. Please explain. You were blind to it. Probably because I'm not sitting in the ground. And there is a lot of toxicness coming into Celtic Park when it comes to the fans. But it's because of, if you look what's happened over the... We'll talk about that in another day. Purely for the fact that there's a lot to talk about in that situation. So that's a live... We'll get to the end of the season. We'll talk about everything that's went wrong throughout the season, because there's been a lot went wrong, not even from the playing side, but from the fan side as well, with all the situation with the Green Brigade and everything. So we'll talk about that in another day, Marty Boy. Green Machine says, Ange will tell you the Spurs will tell Spurs who to sell. The Celtic board told Ange we are selling. Exactly. They told Ange, look, we're selling these players. And I think that's ultimately what made up Ange's mind to leave Celtic. Sound blasting through my telly, 55 inches downstairs, can you hear it? Says Tamak. Come on, the zombies. We've been bad. We're bad, but not very bad, says Leslie. Pithy. Tomorrow night, I take it you're talking about when the draw is. Yeah, the draw is tomorrow night, after the game tomorrow night. Sign Ida, no more than 3.5 million. Would you even sign Ida? There's meant to be a better smell. If you're going to get him for 3 million, I would sign Ida for 3 million. He's still young, and I think that he's a player that could maybe improve. Is he going to be as good as what we've had before? More than likely not. So I think Brendan Rodgers will pull out everything within his locker, and like he did the last time, to try and get a better striker. Sam McGowan says, the fact are we have regressed under Brendan Rodgers. Sam, this is what I'm putting to you though. I think we would have regressed under Ange Postecoglou. If you look at the injuries, I mean, it's a big comment for another day. But if you look at the injuries we've had this season, Ange Postecoglou would have had the same injuries this season if he was the manager, and I think that's what would have struggled. We would have struggled with that. The turnaround in players that wasn't needed. You know, we didn't bring in players that were of a good enough quality. We brought in too many project players. Maida really proved himself today. Yes, hopefully Maida kicks on. Kaiser is in the house. Brendan Rodgers walk away, says Marty Boy. Typical shite cup tie, but we win it. Come on, you boys in green. That's all that matters. Is that we are in the cup for the next round. We're in for the next round, and there's no zombies here today, so we're not getting 10,000 views on this video. O'Reilly, Bernardo, both look shattered and cumbersome. Is that because Callum McGregor's not there taking the heat off them? I thought Awata was practically unheard of at points of the game today. Apart from the assist for one goal, he never really done too much. He wasn't getting spoke about. Central defenders are easily shoved off the ball. They need to go to the gym. Yes, they do. They need to work on their upper body strength, most definitely. I'd sign Ida for £3. I hope he runs away, says Sean. Says Paul. Saneri says Maida would get into my team every week. The guy never gives up. Super Maida. And Barry, you're right, but the board are a biscuit tin mentality. I think the board will spend big this summer. The board know that they cannot go into next season with this squad. If they want to do anything at all in Europe, if this club has any ambition at all to try and achieve anything in Europe, if not, it's just fucking stick to the same old, play each other 4 times a season, and take a little payday and a little soiree. Get the guys to have a little couple of 3 away days in Europe. It'll be more next season, but it's piss. It's absolutely piss. Let's get to some of the comments because there's lots of comments coming in. Maido Defner, Forrest woke up the team, love it. Exactly. James Forrest should have been in for the start. He gave them all a kick up the arse. Give them a kick up the arse. They said, this is how you play football. Maybe this is... Brendan Rodgers needs to start using James Forrest more from the start of games. Brian Ratcliffe, job done, sweet Jesus, but more action on songs of praise. More action on songs of praise, more action in here on the Saturday night. The board have no ambition, says Paul. They don't have any ambition at all. Scales and Taylor are shy. Everyone they got caught and left down. That comes right. I'm going to talk about the defence today because the defence was getting wrapped. We should have played 3 at the back. I'm a big believer in 3 at the back. I've spoken about it lots of times on the channel. Brendan Rodgers should have played 3 at the back today. Having the 2 at the back and having everyone else push up was fine. But you look at what happened with the goals. Defenders were way out of fucking position, and it was absolutely no use whatsoever. Anyway, right, we're over 23 minutes. Baz, we need to see Barley. Yes, we do. Hopefully, if it's anything like the last time, he's going to be out for about 2 or 3 weeks. So anyway, well, that was hard to watch. It was more than hard to watch. It was absolutely unbelievable to watch. It was shite. It was absolute shite. We had 4 at the back. Yeah, we did have 4 at the back. Didn't see any. Yeah, exactly. Who really cares says the defence was shocking. Yes, it was that. It was terrible today. It wasn't even shocking. It was worse than shocking. It wasn't even out. It was out of fucking position. A fundamental problem is the negative attitude of the board, and nothing will change. Nothing will change. 4-2 defence. Some players don't want to play for Rodgers. I don't think it's some players don't want to play for Rodgers. I think some players just aren't as good as what they think they are. Definitely not as good as what they think they are. Kuhn finally showed that he's got something about him. Yes, James, I think I agree with that one. I think Kuhn finally could be the player. You've got to remember, he's only just come into the club. You're not expecting him to hit the ground running. Let's take Kuhn on what he can achieve next season at Celtic. I think it'll take him to next season and get a full pre-season at Celtic to really get going. Amelia 4-2. Forrest changed the game. Yes, Forrest did change the game. He did that. And Stuart Ramsey says We were beat with a high ball over the back every time. Shocking. Brendan Rodgers is getting interviewed. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers is even talking about it. He said we're missing players of a certain level. Brendan knows it. Do you know what I mean? He knows that we're missing players. He knows that the players that are coming in aren't good enough. That's why we need to get to the end of the league, try and get this double. We're not going to win a double, we're not playing like that. We played any other team in the league today and we were beaten. We were beaten well and truly. But if we have our full team, if we can get Rio Hatate back, Rio Hatate's been a big miss. We need to get him back, we need to get Callum McGregor back, and we need to get Cameron Carter-Vickers back for the run-in. Anyway, how many people are on the live? There is 150 on the live. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. And I'm going to get ready to head back up the road. Patty CCV are game changers, says Pam. Yes, they are. They're big, massive game changers for the game, for the team. It was a poor performance by a lot of players today. Let's not beat about the bush. On another day, we could have scored about 5 or 6. We could have scored about 5 or 6. And then if we do, Scotty boy, what's my time out for, Baz? I never timed you out, so there you go. We all love Kyogo. Yep, we all do love Kyogo. Pam Maida played brilliant, got a hat-trick. Dyson Maida, he can forget about shaving his head. Forget about shaving his head and he can keep playing the way that he does. Anyway, I am done for the day. I've been on for 26 minutes. On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.